Oh, yeah, y'all know what it is. It's 3kingsboxing.com, and we back in these streets.
In these motherfucking streets, y'all.
That's what's up. Yeah, man, we got an early morning one for y'all because that nigga Bo fell asleep last night.
Yes. But I'm good. Hold on, check it out. I'm good. You know why I'm good? Nigga, I made some oatmeal this morning. First time ever in my life, nigga. That shit is really easy. Nigga.
Oh, my goodness.
Nigga, there's some oatmeal, nigga. That shit was good, too, nigga.
Hey, my man's Jay was waiting on us last night, so I hit him up this morning. I told him, hey, man, we had to come back this morning because Bo fell asleep. So he said, tell that Lonzo stop sending that nigga Bo videos of them Dominican hoes for him to jack off to. Nigga probably passed out with that tube sock in one hand and the phone in the other. He's talking about Lonzo.
Nigga, see, that's that new age nigga, J.L. Davis with the motherfucking sock. No, nigga, I use motherfucking Vaseline, and tissue, motherfucker. Old school jack off, nigga. No sock, motherfucker. I want to feel. Well, never mind. But go ahead.
Oh, hell no. Hey, we always put listener discretion is advised at the top of the video. So if you got virgin ears or you're a real religious motherfucker, don't like cursing, all that, this is not for you. 100%. But
you shouldn't even be in boxing. What the fuck?
Shouldn't even be in boxing, right? Boxing itself. Gladiator sport. People die off this shit. Exactly, bro. So this is not for you. You're gonna miss some good boxing talk, good boxing knowledge all around. You know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, shout out to Callie Reese and Marajan Akhmadaliev, man. Even though Callie Reese's scorecards, two of them scorecards are some bullshit. You had two champions that defended their title last night. And actually, Callie Reese picked up the vacant WBO title. Now she's unified at 140. And her and WBC and IBF champion Chantel Cameron, whom Bo will be interviewing. When are you going to be interviewing her, bro? When are y'all setting that up?
Yeah, as soon as she get back at me, but it's going to be next week.
Okay, sometime next week, Bo going to be interviewing Chantel Cameron, who will be facing Callie Reese for the next undisputed female champion at 140 pounds. Be the only undisputed champion at 140 pounds in women's boxing. And I think it's the fifth one in women's boxing?
Right? I think so.
Fifth or fourth, because Clarissa Shields did it twice. So that's one
Clarissa
person.
Shields did it twice. Katie Taylor did it twice.
Well, Katie Taylor did it once.
Okay, yeah. So Clarissa Taylor did it twice. Katie Taylor did it once. Then you have Jessica McCaskill.
And then Cecilia Brackett. So that's four. So this would be the fifth one. That's a bet. That's what's up, man. So yeah, y'all look out for that interview that's coming next week with Chantel Cameron. Julio Cesar Martinez, I can't say nothing about him, dog, because the fight ended in a no contest. You know what I'm saying? It ain't a win, it ain't a loss, it's just an NC. That's what it say on the motherfucker resume now, right?
Right.
And that McWilliams Arroyo fight was a big one because a lot of cats, it was actually scheduled at one point.
Yes, it was.
I think it was COVID protocol or something, I don't know. But for some reason, it got unscheduled. Then it was back on the motherfucking schedule. And then they supposed to fight. They did fight, but then it's a no contest early in the fight. And it was a bullshit stoppage, in my opinion. They should have just let the fight go on. But it is what it is, man. Martinez is back on the shelf. Ain't no telling when he comes back, but they need to put that fight back on the schedule because that's actually a good fight.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that fight, McWilliams Arroyo, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say what my man didn't want to say last night, and that's Sergio Mora. McWilliams Arroyo saw a way out and he took it. Plain and simple as that.
Oh yeah, he did.
He saw it. I can't see. He's like the nigga. I can't see. Right? Yeah. He saw a way out and he took it. Now, is it to say that he was wrong for doing it? I'm not going to say he was wrong for doing that. And here's why I'm not going to say he was wrong for doing it. Because you reach a certain point in boxing, you reach a certain point in your career, man, where it's all about checks. Like today's boxing, I'm gonna touch on this. The way today's boxing is, it's all about checks, man. And and losses don't get you paid.
That's right.
See what I'm saying? So I can't really be mad at him for realizing, hey, man, I got a way out. And I also got a way to maybe get a rematch, give me another pay. I can't be mad at him for that because that's how boxing is set up now. See what I'm saying?
Right.
Because we saw a motherfucker not too long ago when the ref told him it'll be a no contest. He said, no, motherfucker, I'm fighting. His nigga said.
Yeah. He said, I'm fighting. Yeah, I hear that.
Right. So.
Right. Shout out to my man Ronald Finkley, put $4.99 on. He said 2K and 3K. Hey, bro, that's your new name, bro. Fuck it. It will no longer be Bo. At least on this show. On this show, you have a new name. It's 3K, bro. What's great? 3 Kings already in these streets. That's what's up, Ron. I appreciate the donation, my brother. Hey man, let's go to who's in here, man. My man Eric Stratton, he said we in these streets. He said we in these motherfucking streets. My bad. my man J.L. Davis, he said up early in these streets. Avoid these turtleneck beta male with mental issues. Exactly. If y'all don't know, he's talking about that early roasted turkey that we had in the last show that had a Canelo face on it.
I'm still full off that meal, man.
I'm still full off that meal, dog. Niggas was eating all over the place on that shit, bro. We fed the
off the flow, nigga.
We fed the hungry on that motherfucker, bro.
The dogs was happy and shit. Thank you.
Exactly, bro. My man, actual facts. We in these motherfucking streets. Man, that's what's up. Man, that's what's up. J-Mar, hold on. J-Mar, he said he's in these streets. That's what's up. Heisenberg, he said y'all gonna give Torres that work again. Hey man, he disappeared. He came back. I gave him the opportunity to come back around. He started trolling. I said, hey man, give us another time and give us a day so my man JL can get on your ass. I was gonna get actual facts on here to get on his ass. I was gonna get my man Mike Wilson that works for 3 Kings Boxing, get him on his ass. We was gonna get a lot of motherfuckers on here that was gonna get on his ass because he talked shit about every last one of them dudes. And he didn't want to give us a time and a date. So it is what it is. That motherfucker gone, bro. So he out of here. He's going to be on here listening. I know it's YouTube. I didn't block his YouTube. So he'll be on here listening. So if he tries to come back through his YouTube, bet we'll let him in. My man Second Ezra said, I'm in these streets. That's what's up. My man Chris Boogie said, man, what the fuck did I just walk into? You already know what it is, Chris. You already know what it is. Man, what do actual facts do to you, bro? Why you say fuck actual facts, man? What do you do?
Put them up again. I'll show you why.
Put them up. Wait, right here? What do you do?
United States Marine. Man, get that shit out of here, nigga. Navy.
Man. You do that shit to him every time he comes in here, bro. Motherfuckers already know you about to do that. Man, ignore this nigga, man. Shout out to my man Still Proven, put $4.99 on it. He says, salute. Salute back to you, my brother. Appreciate your donation, as always, man. And then we're going to say we're going to extend a very exclusive congratulations, of course, to Demetrius Andrade, who pulverized the only motherfucker that called him out, right? Right. I mean, everybody says, man, you know, this is a bullshit fight. Jason Quigley ain't nobody, right? Got niggas saying, oh, man, this is a professional versus an amateur, even though Jason Quigley was ranked number 10 at middleweight by the WBO. But whatever, I don't expect that person to know that, right?
Right.
You know, sure, Andrade's skills were 50 times better than Jason Quigley's, right? They're 50 times better than Luke Keeler, 50 times better than Masage Selecki, 50 times better than Walter Katendakwa, 50 times better than Artur Akavov. Yes, we know this. We agree. We don't like those fights either. But the reason why those fights are happening is because Triple G, Jamal Charlo, hell, you could put Jamel in there too, right? Because I'm about to show you something in a minute. Canelo, right? None of these motherfuckers want to fight him. Ryota Murata, who's got the WBA super over there at middleweight, he ain't never mentioned Demetrius Andrade either. None of these guys want to fucking fight him.
Jaime
Munguia, right? Fucking mandatory. What is he at in the WBO?
Mandatory.
He's number one WBC. He's WBO mandatory?
Yes, he was a WBO champion, junior middleweight.
Number one. You're right. Number one. You're right. So Jaime Munguia ain't talking to Jaime Munguia. They talking about Jaime Munguia, Sergey Devianchenko again.
Yep.
Hell, Jaime Munguia was number one by the WBO before he fought Gabe Rosado. Why you pick Gabe Rosado? Right?
Right.
So at the end of the day, none of these dudes want to fucking fight this man. They don't want to fight him. So he's got to fight Jason Quigley. He's got to fight Artur Akavov. Hey guys, why did he fight Walter Katendakwa? Because Billy Joe Sanders pulled out. He got caught snorting cocaine through his goddamn nasal spray, right? It wasn't no fluid in there. It was cocaine in that motherfucker, man. You know what I'm saying? He got caught snorting cocaine through his nasal spray. And then when he got cleared, where the fight could have been, put on the schedule again, he moved up to 168 and said, I'm not taking the fight again with Andrade. So Andrade had to fight Walter Katandakwa. Right?
Yes, he did.
And all of his title defenses, which are 5 straight, all of them had to do with these guys not wanting to fight him. Yeah, he's out here. He's out here, though. I got him out here. Chinese Yoda said, man, get lost. This is some nigga that came in here and said, your channel sucks. That's what's up. He gone. He out here, Chinese Yoda. It's all good.
Beta, Mel.
Beta. But at the end of the day, bro, right? Everybody that's complaining about Andrade, who he fought, who he beat, he ain't done nothing. Nobody wants to fight the guy. So what the fuck is he supposed to do? Be inactive? Is Andrade supposed to sit there with the WBO title and end up like Rashidi Ellis? Is that what he's supposed to do? I like Rashidi Ellis, but he's with Golden Boy, and Golden Boy's not marketing him, nor are they getting him fights. So he's just sitting there inactive. So part of the reason why Rashidi Ellis is having problems, right, trying to further his career, it's his fault. He signed with Golden Boy, and he's not actively trying to get the fuck out. So is Demetrius Andrade should he be doing that? Because all of you guys saying, oh, man, Jason Quigley was a nobody, but that's the only person that called him out. Not Jaime Munguia. Let's go down to WBO rankings. Not Jaime Munguia. Not Zanabek Alahamnuli, whatever the fuck his name is, but I know the guy is. Not Esquivia Falco. Not Danny Dignam. Not Kenat Islam. Not David Papo. He already beat Liam Williams. Liam Williams did call him out. Andrade gave him the fight and beat him, right?
Sure
not
did.
Felix Cash, not Patrice Boney. Jason Quigley's right after that. He just beat him. Not Isaac Hardman. Not Juan Taborda. Not Lucas, whatever the fuck his name is. Not Yuki Nanoka. And not Hugo Centeno Jr. That's the top 15 right now in the WBO. And only 2 of those guys called him out that are in those rankings. And he beat them both. What is the fucking problem? What's the problem? Canelo won't fight him. Been ducking him since 2012. Jamal Charlo won't fight him. Matter of fact, I will remind you, this is Jermel right here, but Jamal co-signed this video. Y'all remember this shit?
Yeah, my bad. Tell Andrade I'm fuck Andrade, pussy ass. You know what I did? I said, all right, we ain't fighting him. We black card him. We put him on the black card, nigga. You ain't getting a fight, nigga. Ain't no money for you, nigga, in this boxing world. You better go represent that bar you tried to open like 2 years ago, nigga. Fuck wrong with you, Rhode Island ass nigga? That shit weak. I fought up there. That shit weak as fuck. Nigga, ain't nobody up there. Chill, ain't no real niggas in Rhode Island, nigga. Fuck wrong with you? Fuck out of here. I hate Andrade.
So a video like that, y'all are putting the fucking the blame on Andrade?
Lord have mercy.
A video like that, you're gonna put the fucking blame on Andrade for who he's. Ain't no real niggas in Rhode Island, nigga. Did he not say it like that, Bo?
Yeah, he did.
Ain't no real niggas in Rhode Island, nigga. That's how he said it. Voice going all high pitch and shit, talking about Andrade. And then at the end, he said, I hate Andrade. Like he a fucking vindictive bitch.
Yes, yeah.
Like Andrade promised this nigga sweet nothings and shit, whispered it all in his ear, and then didn't give him that. You know what I'm saying? That's what he said, a vindictive bitch. He probably keyed Andrade's car and broke out his windows and shit, probably. Slashed his tires. A vindictive pussy-ass bitch. That's what he sounded like, man. I hate Andrade. But you guys put the blame on Andrade for not getting these fights? Are you kidding me? What did Canelo say to Andrade when Andrade showed up at his motherfucking press conference? What did he say to him?
Get the fuck out of here, man.
That's what he said. Andrade is a 2-division champion that has been campaigning in the same division as Canelo across 2 fucking divisions across a decade, man. And you telling me, get the fuck out of here, man. That's what you tell him when he wants to fight you? But you don't tell Rocky Fielding, get the fuck out of here, man.
No.
You don't tell Avni Yildirim, get the fuck out of here, man.
No.
You don't tell Makabu, who's not even the top fucking 4 cruiserweight right now, even though he has a belt. You know, these niggas are ignoring Makabu. Let me tell you something. When Lawrence Okoli got the belt, right, he didn't even mention Makabu. Not because he's scared. Why would he be? Mars Bradis is a way better fighter than him. Lawrence Okoli mentioned Mars Bradis. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, man, I want to unify Mars Bradis. Well, why did he mention Mars Bradis? Because Mars Bradis is the most accomplished cruiserweight, right? He's supposed to be a unified champion, but got stripped.
Sure did.
But he's a 2-time champion, 3-time champion collectively, right? The nigga won the WBSS. He's the best cruiserweight out there right now. He went directly at Mars Bradis. He didn't even mention a fucking Dudu Makabu because he ain't shit.
No. He didn't mention him or that motherfucker Arsene Goulamirian.
Arsene Goulamirian been inactive since 2019. Hell, Arsene Goulamirian shouldn't even be a champion. This nigga got elevated twice. He went from gold to fucking he went from interim to gold, right? Then he went from gold to regular, then from regular to fucking super. They got elevated that many times without fighting, by the way.
Yeah.
Without fighting.
That nigga was a high price hoe. Elevated so much.
Exactly, bro. This motherfucker shouldn't even be champion right now, man. So at the end of the day, bro, and whoever this nigga is, bro, that is the most beta male shit I've ever seen in my life, man. I'm sorry, bro. You might support this channel, but bro, unless this is the real 78 Sports, which I don't think, I'm gonna call him right after this show and ask him if he has a fucking face, if he has a YouTube channel called 78 Sports Junior. I'm gonna ask him. If this ain't the real 78 Sports, man, come on, man. Stop, bro. That's some beta male shit, dog. Even if you support this channel, that's beta male, dog. Cut that shit out, man.
That's not 78.
No, it's not, man. That shit's gay, man.
That's not 78.
Come on, man, dog.
So they don't even talk like that. That's
what I'm saying, man. These motherfuckers, dog, like, this shit is crazy. Boxing fans are the dumbest fans in the world, man. I think boxing fans are a collection of some of the dumbest people you'll ever meet in the fucking face of this earth, bro. They gotta be. I don't see all this shit in other sports, man. Matter of fact, boxing in general is the only sport where the fans will talk about why matchups should not happen instead of say why matchups should happen. It's the only fucking sport, bro. They don't do it in MMA at all. They don't. Let me say this. Let's break it up. They don't do it in UFC. They don't do it in Bellator. They didn't do it in Pride when that shit was out. They didn't do it in any other fucking fighting circuit, right, or fighting sport, but boxing. This is literally the only fighting sport, bro, where fans use up all their energy trying to talk about why fighters should not fight other fighters. And Andrade is part of all this shit, man. Go ahead and cycle them comments, man. But this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do, man. So, Andrade beats the shit out of Jason Quigley, right? Easy work, and it should have been. And people would have been killing Andrade if he didn't knock him out in 2 rounds. He's literally in a lose-lose situation.
Yeah, he is.
Because if he would have went 12 like he did with Liam Williams, then you would have got people saying Andrade sucks. He didn't go 12 with the guy. He actually knocked him out in 2 rounds. And now they're saying, well, the guy was a nobody. So he's in a lose-lose situation. Even though it's not his fault, the top fighters at middleweight, at junior middleweight, and at super middleweight don't want to fight him. It's not his fault.
No.
He continues to call out everybody. But this time, not only did he call out everybody, right? He called out all the fans. And let me get to this, man. I missed my man Heisenberg's donation. My bad, dog. My man Heisenberg put 5 on it. He said the new narrative is that Andrade deserves to be ducked for ducking Charlo, Lara, Karbov, and Derevyanchenko. And I will segue into Bo.
Thank you.
With that comment right there. What do you think about that, man?
All of that's some bullshit. Here's the reason why. Now, what you guys are referring to, and I know what y'all talking about, so when he's supposed to have signed that contract, right? But he listened to his promotional company, and he didn't take that one contract. It was a 3-fight deal they offered him, but he signed, I think it was Rock Nation at that time. That's the reason why he got away from motherfucking them in Banner Sports, right? They convinced him that they was going to do some other type shit. It did happen, all right? Eslani Lara said 2015, he put out a tweet saying he was going to tell his team to get him the Andrade fight. I'm going to put you in the box. Careful what you wish for. Merry Christmas. Nothing. Yeah. Hell, Demetrius Andrade even won the regular title. Lara was a super champion hoping to get Eslani Lara. Okay? Matt Karbov, who the fuck was thinking about Matt Karbov at that time? Are y'all serious right now? Matt Karbov. Nobody was talking about Matt Karbov. You talking about the same Matt Karbov that was injured year after year after year for like about 3-4 years? That motherfucking bad card, bro. And Sergey Derevyanchenko. When was Sergey Derevyanchenko in the motherfucking rankings up underneath the WBO, looking right there to be fighting fucking beat Boo Andrade? So motherfuckers just throwing names out there, dog. You don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Hell, Floyd Mayweather won what? Didn't he win? He beat Canelo Alvarez, right?
Yeah, he did.
He's holding 2 titles at 154. I remember distinctly Erislandy Lara and Demetrius Andrade saying, "Hey man, fight one of us. Stop holding up the goddamn division. We're trying to unify this shit."
Yep,
even Floyd didn't want none of that. Floyd wasn't even talking about fighting Lara or fucking Andrade. Now people gonna be like, wait, huh? Go do your research, man. We do this all day long and been doing it all day long for decades. You know what I'm saying? 3kingsboxing.com is only 5 years old, but our coverage on the sport reigns. It spans decades.
Yes,
bro.
It does.
Okay. Floyd Mayweather is holding 2 titles there, and Lara and Andrade, Lara being the WBA regular at the time, right? And Andrade, I believe, was the WBO at the time. They're like, hey, fight us. Stop holding up the division. Floyd Mayweather continued to hold those belts and never fucking defended the title there. Never.
Nope. Matter of fact, wait a minute. It's even worse than that, 2K. Remember the nigga defended the 154 belts and 147-pound fight with motherfucking Tino. What's the nigga's name? The nigga that beat Broner.
You talking about Guerrero?
No, the nigga that beat me he gave Broner his first loss. The nigga was doing the shimmy shake.
Marcos Maidana.
Marcos Maidana.
Yeah. You said Broner. I was thinking about fucking Berto. My bad.
Oh yeah, Marcos Maidana. Yeah.
That's right, Chino. Yeah, he did. How you gonna defend a 154-pound belt against a 147-pound in a 147-pound fight? That's kind of the shit that what's his name just did, Tank Davis, right?
Sure. Yep.
When he fought fucking Leo Santa Cruz, he defended the 135-pound regular title like that shit even matters against Leo Santa Cruz's 130-pound super title. That shit makes no sense.
Man.
Right? My man Christian said Floyd wouldn't dare utter Andre's name when Floyd was active. Absolutely not, Christian. You're right. Listen, man, that's a good fight. But that is a hell of a difficult fight for Floyd Mayweather. Why? And people are going to be like, what? Andre sucks. These guys are overrating Andre. This is the problem with boxing fans. And this is why I say the majority of boxing fans are fucking stupid. They don't even know how to break down styles, bro. Like when I had Tor Ass on here on the last video, he had no idea, right? That's his nickname, Tor Ass. Niggas just tearing to this nigga all over. They're tearing into this nigga on Facebook when I unblocked him and let him comment again. Niggas is killing him again, bro. Fucking embarrassed. I got rid of him for his own good, bro. Like, bro, they're killing you, man. This is embarrassing. I'm embarrassed for you, bro. I had to get rid of the nigga for his own good. But anyway, Tor Ass is on here. I said, hey, man, break down Makabu's style. He's awkward. And it was silence, and me and Bo like, okay.
Right, well, and
nigga.
Nigga, that's half a boxing.
You know what I'm saying? Continue. Then he continued to say some bullshit, and then this nigga thought he was going to surprise us by saying, hey, I got something on Canelo. I got something bad to say about Canelo. Ha ha. Y'all didn't expect that, huh? Then this nigga said he doesn't have the kind of IQ that everybody thinks he does, which is the worst thing to say about Canelo because his IQ is one of his best assets besides his chin. Yes, Jesus Christ. That's what I'm saying. Boxing fans are some of the stupidest motherfuckers because if you talk to the average boxing fan and say, hey, break down styles, fights, break down this fight stylistically, give me a well-educated analysis of this person's style, give me a well-educated analysis of how these two styles are going to clash, and give me a well-educated analysis of why fighter A might win or fighter B might win. They can't do it.
No.
They can't do it. Like what we're about to do with Sean Porter and Terrence Crawford in the second half of this video here, they're not going to be able to do that. That's probably why they hate us so much.
I know why they hate me. Yeah. I already know why you niggas hate me.
Right.
And I understand it. I would hate niggas like us too. If I was them niggas, man. Motherfucker, exactly. I got 90,000 motherfuckers in my room. Yeah, okay, well, we get that. That goes to the website. We're a .com company.
Man, we getting that on a daily and weekly basis while you're still stuck at 90K on Facebook where they don't pay you. Niggas don't pay you for that.
Hold on, man, say that again.
Stupid motherfucker. You stuck with 90K on Facebook where they don't pay you.
Right.
You just accumulated 90K visitors for no fucking reason. Facebook's getting paid off of you accumulating 90K visitors. Yeah, good job. Everybody get that man a thumbs up, even though he can't see it. Good job.
Right.
Stupid.
You know what they give you, nigga? They give you a gold membership for your name. Your name is in gold on your personal page. That's what they give you. Seriously, that's what they give you for that. They give you
treat that nigga like a bitch. Here you go. Here's a gold membership, bitch.
Yep, it's a gold membership.
All right, man. But anyway, man, shout out to my man Troy Swords. He said, "What up, brothers? Went to that fight last night in a full party bus of undefeated Boogeyman champ Andrade's fans from Rhode Island, representing for our brother Boogeyman champ Andrade." And that's what's up, man.
I got a question for this cat.
Go ahead.
Hey, Troy Swords, I got a question for you, man. I want you to answer this, right? So, Andre's from Rhode Island. The fight was in New Hampshire. Was that a hometown fight for Andre?
leave that. Bro, we done with tore ass, man.
All right, man.
We already know that wasn't no damn hometown fight, man. That dude's an idiot, man. He got issues, bro. That's another thing. Y'all didn't see that on the page. This nigga said Andre was fighting Jason Quigley in his hometown. And Bo was like, nigga, it's in New Hampshire. It's not his hometown. And he comes back, it is in his hometown. Do you not understand that? I was like, oh my God, bro. Oh my God, bro. So Andrade is no longer from Rhode Island, according to Torres. He's from New Hampshire now, everybody. We done with him, man. We done with him, man. My man Christian said, hell, everybody at Floyd's gym ducked Andrade. Nobody wanted to spar him. It's on YouTube. Nah, man, they listen, Andrade is the most difficult fight for anybody to face. Yeah. In and around his division, right? Because he's a fucking southpaw, right? He's got an excellent jab. He's got power in both hands, right? And he's got excellent ring IQ. And he can fight from a distance. He can fight from the outside, mid-range, and he can mix it up on the inside. Now, he's not as great as an inside fighter as he is on the mid-range. I think he's best at mid-range.
Yeah, right? We saw that against Jack Cole, okay?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Best at, yeah, exactly. That's a good one. Right? Best at mid-range, but he can get on the inside. When he's on the inside, guess what you're going to get hit with? That uppercut. You know what I'm saying? Man. As fucking Liam Williams. Liam Williams is a tough dude. I think Liam Williams, if he got injured, he would have beat Chris Eubank Jr. You know what I'm saying? But he injured his hand, fight's over. It was supposed to be in, December 11th?
Yeah.
If that fight was going to happen, he would have beaten Chris Eubank Jr. Liam Williams is a tough dude. Now, I've seen dudes say, oh, man, Andre went 12 rounds with Liam. This is exactly what the dude said. This is exactly what he said, bro. Oh, man, Andre went 12 rounds with Liam Williams, right? Liam Williams lost to Liam Smith. Canelo KO'd Liam Smith. So then Canelo's going to KO Andre. I swear to God, that's what it said, bro. I swear to God, bro.
And his answer to your question.
Oh, there we go.
See, whoever did that didn't know we know this nigga. I hit him up while you were talking. I said, man, who the fuck is this nigga?
Word up. Shout out, man. He said, what up, brothers? I hope the trolls ain't over here causing mischief. They want to be me so bad. That shit's bad, man. I told him 78. I said, hey, dog, you might support my show, but that shit you doing right there by putting your name 78 Sports TV Junior, that shit beta male shit, dog. Don't fucking do that, man. Like I don't want niggas like that around me, dog. Man, if you like that, bro, just exit the motherfucking chat right now. Just exit. You know what I'm saying? That shit's beta male shit, but that's the majority of boxing fans today. Bunch of fucking beta males, dog. And that's why they don't want to see Canelo fight Demetrius Andrade. Beta males. No. They don't want to see it. No. But they're okay with Dudu Makabu. And they're okay with Rocky cheerleader ass fielding. And they're okay with Avni Yildirbum.
Right.
But you don't want to see Andrade? Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Fuck out of here, man. All right, bro. I'm done with that shit. We might come back. We might do a series of videos on Andrade and Charlo and all them niggas, man, because at the end of the day, bro, when Andrade called out the fans, and Bo, if you got more, go ahead and speak on it.
Oh, yes, I got plenty more.
Okay, good. Yeah. I was gonna say you ain't saying that. Yeah, if you got more, speak on it. But let me say this: with Andrade calling out the fans, right?
Yeah.
That right there, nobody can argue it. Who can argue it? No. Because the whole thing with Canelo and Dudu Makabu, right? Whether you care about him just moving up to being a 5-division champion, you support that, which is nothing wrong with that. I have no problem with people supporting Canelo going to cruiserweight to become a 5-division champion. I have no problem with that. What I do have a problem with is people supporting Canelo fighting Dudu Makabu, right? But ignoring Morris Bradis, who called him out before he decided to move to cruiserweight. That's the problem I have. Also, I have the problem with Canelo not even entertaining fights that are in and around his division that he should be fighting. He has a fucking #1 contender who is a fighter that a lot of people think could possibly beat him, and David Benavidez. But he's saying no to that. So you can go pick on a guy who's been inactive, who is the worst champion that the cruiserweight has, and it could be arguably Arsen Goulamirian. You could put those two right on the same level, Arsen Goulamirian and fucking Dudu Makabu. You could put them on the same fucking level as two of the worst champions at cruiserweight right now. In a division that's not really stacked at all. Cruiserweight might be one of the worst divisions in boxing outside of 105 because minimum weight is pretty bad right now.
Yeah, it is.
So cruiserweight and minimum weight are probably the two worst divisions in boxing today. Ever since Usyk left and Murat Gassiev left, cruiserweight is pretty thin. You see what I'm saying? Andrew Tabiti ended up not being the cruiserweight people thought he was going to be. Cruiserweight is pretty fucking thin right now. Junior Dortico's retired. Cruiserweight's pretty fucking thin. Okay? I'm a casual though, but I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, you don't have no
shit,
clue.
right? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
No
boxing.
clue.
No boxing. I don't know it at all.
None.
But cruiserweight is thin. All right. So you went up to one of the thinnest divisions in boxing to pick on an inactive champion that's inside one of the thinnest divisions in boxing. It's bullshit. But Andre calling out the fans, and he didn't even mention Canelo. He said, "Fuck Canelo. Why don't you fans out there advocate that Jamal Charlo, Triple G, Jaime Munguia, right? And we'll throw Ryota Murata in there if he beats Triple G in December. Why don't you fans advocate that those guys fight me?" What do you got to say on that, Bo?
Man, listen, hold on. First of all, let's make something clear, because I want to go back to what you said about Rashidi Ellis. You know what makes Rashidi Ellis shit so bad? The nigga he beat in Alexis Rocha has fought twice since Rashidi Ellis waxed that ass.
Man, that's crazy, bro.
That nigga fought twice since, matter of fact, hold on, to show you how Golden Boy ain't giving a fuck about him, Rashidi Ellis actually was in Alexis Rocha's camp to help the nigga with his last fight. What kind of shit is that?
That's sad, bro. That's fucked up, man.
What kind of shit is that? See what I'm saying? But here's the problem with boxing, because first it was Boo Boo Andrade is inactive, so why should anybody fight him? Now the nigga's active, and now we gonna question who he fight. Oh, but when it came to Gennady Golovkin, he fought 40 bums. But the thing on Golovkin was, well, he knocks motherfuckers out. Okay, well, Boo Boo just knocked somebody out last night.
Right.
Like y'all said, he need to make a statement. He made a statement. And what do I always say on this show? I say, hey, man, you are supposed to get a dude out of there that's not supposed to be in that ring with you. You get him the fuck out of there. Did he not do that? He did it in 2 rounds. He almost got the nigga out in 1. Didn't let up off the gas. Got that motherfucker out of there in 2. Okay? But Andrade is 100% right. Here's the thing. You cannot tell a fighter to do more than what a fighter who's being picked to fight against Canelo Alvarez is not doing. Makabu, he's not doing more. You want to know why I say he's not doing more? The nigga wasn't even invited into the WBSS tournament.
He called him Makubu Bukabu.
Yeah. Mabubu Mababu.
I can't get jiggy with this shit. My bad. Hey, my bad, Makabu. Like I said, Makabu's a cool dude, man.
He's a cool guy.
He's in the crossfire right now, dog.
That's it, man.
Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? But you can't say, well, Andrew got to do more. Okay, wait a minute. He's a 2-division champion. I don't give a fuck how you try to slice how he did it. He's a 2-division champion at the end of the fucking day. That's what he did. Okay? But Makabu wasn't even in the WBSS tournament. So how you gonna ask him to do more when Makabu wasn't supposed to do more?
Wasn't even invited.
Right? How you gonna ask Boo Boo to do more when a motherfucker by the name of Amir Khan did nothing at 155 nothing at 147. He's 147, 154, and then all of a sudden he's fighting Canelo Alvarez. Right? How you gonna ask this motherfucker to do more when they're talking Triple G and Canelo Alvarez 3, and Gennady Golovkin has done nothing since losing Canelo Alvarez in that second fight.
Right.
Except struggle against Derevyanchenko. That's what he did. He showed me he had a ball spot. That's what I saw. I mean, Derevyanchenko was spinning this nigga so goddamn much.
Yeah,
like, what the
he
fuck
lost that. He lost that fight, bro.
Right. Okay. So stop asking champions to do more. Why? Because Makubu Makabu, and we just saw this, as a champion, did not have to do more of anything. Right? Even if you, I don't feel that fucking Cam Smith did much. You know why? That was the worst WBSS tournament I ever seen in my motherfucking life. Had they not have made the second cruiserweight tournament, that would have been worse than that motherfucker.
Right.
That was the worst motherfucking tournament I've ever seen in my life. It was nothing but contenders in this motherfucking tournament, nigga.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah. He wins that, arguably loses to John fucking Ryder. And nobody said, hey, man, you almost lost to John Ryder. You got to do more.
Nobody said that.
Nobody said
Agreed.
that. Billy Joe Saunders fought she-fat. Nobody said, hey, Billy Joe, you got to do more. Nobody said that. Nobody said that. And we all know what he did at middleweight. Nothing. The motherfucker was he was inactive.
He fought she-fat and then some Mexican dude after that.
Right. Right.
I don't even remember the guy's name, bro.
But we all know what the nigga did at 160. He did nothing. He was inactive. Running Tyson Fury eating bananas.
He beat Willie Monroe Jr., bro. Stop, man.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm so sorry. I did.
What's wrong with you, man? And David Lemieux, man. The fuck, man.
Yeah.
And Andy Lee. He talking about.
He said, hey, he don't get credit for me for David Lemieux. He said himself he was a bum. Don't give me credit for it. So I got to go with the man said, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I go with the man said.
That's what the man said. I got to go with that. And the reason why he had to fight Walkden Kakwandakwa is like my man said, is because of Billy Joe. Right? So let me give y'all something here. What if, let's go through the history of boxing. Suppose Mike Tyson said, no, Buster Douglas got to do more. We never would have got that great fight we got. Even though Tyson lost, we never would have got that great fight. Suppose, just suppose Lennox Lewis said, hey, Evander Holyfield got to do more. David Tua got to do more. Michael Grant got to do more. Andrew Golota got to do more. Suppose he said that. Suppose Sugar Ray Leonard said Tommy Hearns got to do more. Suppose Marvin Hagler said Tommy Hearns got to do more. Durant got to do more. Sugar Ray Leonard, no, you ain't fighting me out of retirement, bitch. Go do more.
He could have Marvin Hagler definitely could have said that, bro.
Definitely could have said that.
Yep.
He could have said, you ain't come out of retirement and fight me, bitch. Go fight somebody and do more. Suppose he said that. Suppose Muhammad Ali said the same thing to the motherfuckers he fought. Suppose George Foreman told Muhammad Ali, you got to do more. Joe Frazier told Muhammad Ali, coming out of being excluded from boxing, told Muhammad Ali, you got to do more. The fuck would have happened to boxing if we'd have got that shit? Suppose Vladimir Klitschko told Tyson Fury, you got to do more.
You could have easily told him that too. Easily.
So if you go through the analogs of boxing, suppose these motherfuckers told motherfuckers, you got to do more. We have no boxing history right now. None. Suppose James Toney told Roy Jones, you got to do more, nigga. Hell, suppose Michael Nunn told it to James Toney. See, the problem that you have in boxing going on right now is fans, promoters, and networks. Motherfuckers got too greedy because you know why? They want to hold on to what they invested in. Because the fans have made you believe that when a fighter loses, he is diminished, which I find really rather funny. You know why? Because, Hopkins, Mosley, Cotto, Hearns, Duran, Lewis, Holyfield, Ali, Sanchez, Leonard, none of them niggas was diminished when they took losses. Winky Wright, Hagler, Aaron Pryor, none of these niggas was diminished, y'all, when they took losses.
No, not at all. Hell, Salvador Sanchez took a loss early.
Sure.
And look what he became.
Bernard Hopkins lost his first fight of his career.
So did Juan Manuel Marquez.
Thank you.
we don't know boxing, though.
We don't know boxing.
We don't know boxing.
Chris John. Everybody figured that nigga. Most niggas don't even know who that is right now.
That nigga is one of the dopest WBA champions of all time.
One of three motherfuckers, or four, three or four, I think it's four motherfuckers. No, three. One of three motherfuckers to ever beat Juan Manuel Marquez. Pacquiao, Floyd, and Chris John. Go look it up before y'all say anything to me. One of three. And people forget about that, right? So what you got and what Andrade did last night was we said, hey, man, Andrade got to make a statement. He did. He went out there. He knocked this dude out. Andrade is no longer talking about Canelo Alvarez. Fuck the Canelo. This is what I like about what he did. He ain't talking about Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez going to fight a cruiserweight. He's like, okay, fuck that. But these motherfuckers right here in my division, these motherfuckers need to fight me.
Right.
This is what we need to stop doing as a whole. And I'm going to kick it off by saying I'm going to stop doing that. I'm going to stop saying how motherfuckers need to leave an entity and go join the other entity to make a fight. Bullshit. That shit shouldn't, we shouldn't, that shit should be our concern no more. Emmanuel Stewart said he was in the gym, gave a contract to Tommy Hearns, then he went to the airport, waited on Sugar Ray Leonard, had Sugar Ray Leonard sign the contract, fight got made.
Right.
That's what Emmanuel Stewart said. See, but we always want to come up with these reasons why this fighter shouldn't fight that fighter. It's different networks, it's cross promotion. Y'all, this shit should not be that hard, because if you get two guys that fight each other fight and they give you a great fight, you're going to want to see them motherfuckers again. That is evident. If you look at Roman Gonzalez and you look at Gonzalez, Cerrifiso, Rambasai, Quadras, and Estrada, that's exactly what's going on with them niggas right now. Hell, even when a nigga lose, we like, man, I want to see that nigga again.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, if you're losing to high quality fighters, it's not a problem. Hell, when Canelo lost to Floyd, nobody said they didn't want to see Canelo again. Nobody said that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? When that type of shit happens, bro, when you're fighting high quality fighters and losing, hell, you might even get washed, right? Austin Trout got washed by Erislandy Lara. Nobody said they didn't want to see Austin Trout again. Hell, he had just lost to Canelo right before that. That's 2 losses in a row. And Austin Trout was still able to make bread. You see what I'm saying? After those 2 losses.
That's a good point, man. That's a very good point.
So, I mean, it doesn't, if you're losing to high quality fighters, it's cool. Shit, Canelo lost to fucking Austin Trout and still went on to fight Canelo later on. You see what I'm saying? He fought Sergio Martinez, then Canelo.
Sure did.
And was still a beloved fighter, even though he lost to Saddam Ali. Now, he probably would have beat Saddam Ali if he didn't fuck up his bicep. But my point is, he didn't lose fans when he lost to Austin Trout. He was a high-quality fighter at the time. And that's my problem with these stupid-ass boxing fans, man. See, a lot of niggas be saying shit like, yeah, these fighters of today, they only care about their O. These promoters only care about salvaging the O of their fighters so they can make the most money. Yeah, that's true. But the one thing people are forgetting when they talk about this era is that the fans only care about that fighter's O as well. The fans care just as much as the fighter does, the networks, and the fucking promoters. Because to a fanboy, if you lose to a fanboy, not real boxing fans, to a fanboy, if you lose, they're looking to go jump on another ship. It's just like a fucking gold digging bitch, right? If you got dough and you have some hiccups in life, nigga, and you end up losing your dough, that bitch goes and jumps on the dick of the next rich man. That's exactly how fanboys are. If Canelo gets his ass knocked the fuck out against Dudu Makabo, which has a 0.0000001% chance of happening, right? But if that fucking happens, I guarantee you Canelo fans who are diehard Canelo fans today will no longer support Canelo Alvarez after that.
Yup.
Because he got knocked out by a guy that they know in their fucking hearts is not on the level of Canelo Alvarez. Nigga, I got a poll on fucking 3kingsboxing.com. There's a poll up there, right?
Oh, that was just funny, dog.
And this is a trap poll. This is how stupid boxing fans are. I put up there and said, will the skills of Ilunga Makabu give Canelo Alvarez problems? Right now, 300 and something votes. I just put it up there early or late yesterday or middle of the day yesterday, right? There's 400 something votes, I think. The percentage of people saying no is at 81%. 81% of 400 something votes or 300 something votes are basically saying that Ilunga Makabu's skills will have no problem, will do nothing to Canelo Alvarez, regardless of him moving up to cruiserweight. They're saying, no, he has no skills to fuck with Canelo. Well, if that's the case, then why do we care about this fight?
No, I agree. I don't understand that. I really don't understand that. And when I saw that, I started laughing. I said, 2K, why are you doing this? Remember I text, I said, you ain't shit, nigga.
Man, dog, I'm not an incredibly smart man, nigga. Right? You know what I'm saying? I'm smarter than the average motherfucker, 100. But I'm extremely intelligent. And that's the problem, bro. Boxing fans are not intelligent. They're fucking stupid. It's crazy, bro. And you fall right into that trap. I bet you it's the same motherfuckers, because I can see who's voting. Some of the same motherfuckers, right, that said that Canelo's the greatest Mexican fighter of all time, saying, no, Alinga Makaba is not going to give him any trouble. You don't see the contradiction there? You know what I'm saying? Because Salvador Sanchez was fighting motherfuckers that could give him trouble.
Yes, he was.
Ruben Olivares was fighting motherfuckers that could give him trouble.
Yes, he was.
Damn, you see what I'm saying?
Damn, was he ever. Damn, was he ever.
But you're saying he's the greatest fighter of all time, but his very next fight, and the fight before that, by the way, Caleb Plant, and the fight before that, Billy Ho, and the fight before that, Callum Smith, right? We're talking like 4 fights in a row. He's fighting guys that fans know that won't be giving Canelo that much trouble. How the fuck is he the greatest Mexican fighter of all time then?
And that's even what Andre said. Andre said the guys that Canelo fought withered under the pressure. That's exactly what he said. He said the guys he fought withered. Now the guys I fight, and now even though, hey, you know, like you said, Keeler and all those guys, he said, hey man, at least these dudes came to fight. They didn't come to lay down. They came to fight.
Yep.
See,
yep.
And before y'all say anything about, wait a minute, hold on a second. These guys, hey man, listen. Billy Joe Saunders, and I heard him say it. 2K played it to me. Got my millions, Mike. He played it to me.
That's why you'll never see Billy Ho again. He's done.
He's done.
Called that shit, man.
Yeah. Makabu's gonna build he's gonna build the biggest jungle hut tree house in Mexico with that money Canelo gave him, dog.
Fucked up. Bro, that's fucked up, man.
I'm not bad, dog.
Bro, that's fucked up, bro. You had to say that one. That's worse than anything I've ever said, bro. But you're right. That's why he was so happy when they met up or whatever. This nigga was running across the stage almost. Hugged the nigga all hard and shit. And Canelo's handlers are looking at Makabu like, hey, man, not so hard. You know what I'm saying? You fucking up the money. You might injure my man. You fucking up the money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The nigga was happy as fuck. I can't believe I got this opportunity. I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
Wait, dog. Understand, you guys, the disparity in what we're talking about here. Canelo Alvarez had on a $5,000 suit. This nigga had on a Kmart jacket.
This nigga had on a WB jacket.
Right.
That's what he had on, right? WBC lent that nigga. They let him borrow it. Here you go, bro. You needed a jacket.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, do y'all not understand? Like, I was telling this to my man. I said, man, do y'all not understand what Canelo did here? He skipped the whole negotiating process.
Yep.
This nigga sent this trainer to the WBC convention to tell its president he's fighting Makabu. He didn't say, hey, man, talk to Makabu. People, give me his man. He said, no. You just tell that nigga I'm fighting him.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. Yep.
I'm not even going to tell him. You tell him for me. That's who I'm fighting. And then the WBC put it out there. Makabu didn't know jack shit. And you know his response was, when a nigga don't know jack shit, his response was, I guess I'll fight Canelo.
Right. I've never seen, I mean, it's happened, but a fight that this is supposed to be a major fight. I mean, it's going to name a 5-division champion, the first Mexican 5-division champion, according to Mexicans, right? So this is a major fight. It should be a major fight. But as both said, negotiations were completely skipped. The negotiation process, to our knowledge, and we're talking to you as media pundits, right? We're in the media. We would get firsthand knowledge of this shit. To our knowledge as media, it skipped us. We didn't even know that they talked about it. And I'll put that other one back up. Put that other one back up. I'm gonna read it. We don't even know that nigga fucking. We don't even know that nigga fucking that they actually negotiated.
Yeah.
We don't even know.
No.
We got surprised by this, just like boxing fans did. That's how undercover this shit was, man. And a lot of people are saying they was probably talking about this shit way before. I can agree with that. They probably had this under the table from the get-go, bro. Probably when Canelo fought Billy Joe. They say, yeah, I'm gonna go undisputed. I'm gonna go undisputed in my next fight. And then if I go undisputed, I beat Caleb Plant, which we know we will, because Caleb Plant has only fought fucking Caleb Truax, a fucking tax attorney and a dude with a finger in his butt. Those only guys he's fought. So we're gonna beat him. You know what I'm saying? So when we do, we're gonna go up to cruiserweight and challenge for your title. They probably had the discussion last year, bro. They probably did. That's why the negotiation was so fucking easy to us, from our perspective, right? Shout out to my man Eric R. He said, I just killed this dude the other day who said having an O represents perfection. I said, so if I'm 57-0 from fight C, D, E, and F level opponents, I'm a great. That's what he said. That's what he said, Eric. That guy, you should have said, hey, man, so you think Joe Messi is one of the greatest heavyweights of all time?
Yeah.
Because Joe Messi was what was he, Bo? Like 37-0? Something like that?
36-0, yes, sir.
36-0. Didn't fight a motherfucking soul, bro.
Now, hold on now, man. He fought that garbage man that picks up my shit. That nigga, I saw that nigga. That's a big nigga, man. He fought that nigga. That was a big nigga, man.
Yeah, that nigga did fight my motherfucking mailman. Yeah, me and that nigga, we talk every day about bench press and all this other shit. I feel you. Yeah. I feel you. He fought them niggas down the street that's over there fixing my neighbor's fence. Yeah. I feel you, dog. Two big niggas. He fought both of them.
Right. He fought both of them.
Right? Exactly. Joe Messi ain't done shit in boxing, but he was 36-0. So I guess he was the greatest heavyweight of all time with that dude's logic. Like I said, Eric, boxing fans are some of the stupidest people in the world. I said before some of the stupidest fans. No. They're some of the stupidest people in the world. They're some of the dumbest motherfuckers that walk this fucking earth, bro. Boxing fans. I bet you these niggas don't know when to sit down to shit or stand up to pee. I guarantee you. These niggas stand up to shit and sit down to piss. Dumb motherfuckers. Telling you, bro. Let's move on, man. You got anything else on this Andre shit? We gotta get to this.
Well, the only other thing that I'm gonna say, y'all, is this right here, man. Stop talking about what fights will sell and what fights won't sell. You know why? Because when you make great fights, the great fights speak for them fucking selves. Right. At the end of the day, you got to make the fight, right? Just like Sean Porter, like the fight we about to talk about right now. I remember motherfuckers talking about, why he fights Porter instead of Spence. Well, he's fighting Porter, and guess what's happening? We're talking about it. So stop talking about what won't sell. What nobody knows that shit, man. What you got to do is make the fucking fight, and guess what? You'd be surprised at what the fuck happens, man. And that's all I'm gonna say on that.
Well, exactly. All right, man. We got a good one, dog. As we just said. Now, here's why this fight is so significant. Terrence Crawford and Sean Porter, right? Now, a lot of people, I remember when this fight was announced, a lot of cats that are Terrence Crawford detractors said, who is Sean Porter? I like I said, man, boxing fans, bro, just IQ levels of 15, man. Terrible, bro. What do you mean, who is Sean Porter? What do you mean? What? He's a two-time champion at fucking welterweight, IBF, WBC. That's number one. Number two, he's probably the fourth best welterweight out there. And the only reason why he probably dropped down to 4 is because Ugas just beat Pacquiao. If Ugas had never fought Pacquiao, Sean Porter would be number 3.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Right? So he's the fourth best fourth best fighter at welterweight. He's the number 1 contender at welterweight, in my opinion. That means outside of the champions, he's the best contender, right?
Yep.
Outside of Ugas and Spence, this is the best fight for Terrence Crawford.
Yeah,
it is. What the fuck are you talking about, man? So this fight means everything to Terrence Crawford. If Shawn Porter loses, it means everything to him too, because now Shawn Porter might be relegated to what? A possible gatekeeper.
Yeah.
Because even though Shawn Porter is still high level, he's still high tech, right? Shawn Porter has shown, if he loses to Terrence, that he can't beat any of the active champions of the last 5, 6, 7 years, bro. He couldn't beat him outside of Danny Garcia. The only one. He lost to fucking Spence, Thurman, and then it would be now Crawford. So the next thing, and then honestly, he beat Ugas, but that fight should have been a loss. You know what I'm saying? Ugas should have been WBC champion that night.
Right. He should have been. I agree with that.
So it's not.
Don't forget Kell Brook. He lost to Kell. His first loss, I think, was
Kell
Brook,
right? Good point. Yeah, Kell Brook wasn't champion, so that doesn't count. The champion at the time was Shawn Porter.
Right, yeah.
So that doesn't count. But he did lose to Kell Brook too. But whatever. He can't beat any of the active champions of the last 5, 6, 7 years, right? If he were to fight Ugas, it's not a guarantee he wins that fight. So if Shawn Porter loses to Terrence Crawford, then the most logical thing to think next is, okay, he could possibly rematch Ugas and get that WBA belt. That's the most logical thing to think next, right? Even if it's a close fight with Terrence Crawford, you can say, hey, we want to see a rematch. Most people are not going to want to see a rematch. They're going to want to see Spence versus Crawford. That conversation is going to get pulled right back up. You want to know why? Because this is Terrence Crawford's last fight with Top Rank under his contract. So now people are saying, since this is the last fight, there's a possibility Terrence Crawford signs with PBC. Okay? So the whole Spence Crawford talk is going to get revamped right back up, bro. If he beats Porter, even if it's a close fight. And understand it could be a close fight because nobody's ever watched Porter. Every fight Porter lost, close.
Very close.
Even a fight he should have lost, close. Nobody's watched this man. So at the end of the day, bro, this fight is significant for both men because Terrence Crawford needs to show that he can beat a high-level fighter at welterweight. Yeah, we all think he can, right? If you're a boxing pundit and you know boxing styles and you're able to analyze styles and compare and contrast how fighter styles would be in the ring, even if those fights aren't even happening, right? If you know how to do that, then you know that Terrence Crawford can beat any high-level welterweight out there, right? He has a high chance, a good chance to be able to beat any high-level welterweight out there, Errol Spence included. Right? Yep. We know that. Problem is, he has not shown it. Right? Jeff Horn, Jose Benavidez, who just had a draw with a nigga nobody knows. Right? Amir Khan and Kell Brook, 2 washed-up fighters after that. And just Kavaliauskas. I always forget about him.
Yeah,
but Kavaliauskas got pummeled by Virgil Ortiz Jr.
He sure.
So
don't you see it pummeled?
He did. He got his ass whooped. Every fight that Crawford has won at welterweight, Bo, the fighters have gone on to do absolutely nothing or have looked worse. Jose Benavidez looks like he's fucking bum, nigga, right now. Jose Benavidez should not be ranked. I don't think he is.
Oh, man.
I don't remember writing his name, but he shouldn't be ranked. And if he is, they need to move this nigga out the rankings, bro. He's a bum now, basically. Just Kavaliauskas is no longer a high-level contender. Just lost to Virgil Ortiz. Amir Khan is somewhere on Skype getting caught jacking off again, like he did like 6, 7 years ago, right?
Right.
And Kell Brook, we don't know where this nigga's still trying to get his bitch back when she left him after he lost to Errol Spence. That's where Kell Brook is at right now. Come on, girl. You know, I know I lost to Spence and fucking Crawford. I'm trying my hardest, baby. That's what he's doing right now. That's what I heard from him. I thought Liam Smith was supposed to fight Kell Brook. Nope. Jesse Vargas instead. Why? Because Kell Brook ain't nowhere to be found. So all these guys that Crawford is beating at welterweight have gone on to be nobodies or nothing. They're just either just out there just living or losing fights. So this Sean Porter fight right here, who is a number 4 top level fucking welterweight, it means everything to him because he has to show that he could beat this guy before actually trying to say he should get 50-50 with Errol Spence. Even if he beats Terrence Crawford, still not 50-50. I mean, even if he beats Sean Porter, excuse me, it's still not 50-50. Why? Because Errol Spence already beat Sean Porter.
Sure did.
Still not 50-50. 60-40. 65-35. It ain't 50-50. Got to fight somebody else. Ugas, how about that? Right? Means everything to Crawford, bro. So this is an excellent fight. And it has extreme implications on both of these guys' careers. You see what I'm saying? Bo, how you see this fight going, man? Terrence Crawford,
I love this fight. I love this fight. I'm going to tell y'all why I love this fight. Because there are 3 factors of this fight that people have to look at. Mm-hmm. Now, we say, yo, who is the pressure more on? Is it on Sean Porter or is it on Terrence Crawford? Now, don't get it twisted like my man said. There's a lot of pressure on Sean Porter. Why? Because if he loses, he'll be deemed the guy that can't beat the top level guys.
Yep.
Right? He'll be that guy. Right? Like nobody else can beat him, but he'll be the guy that couldn't beat top level guys. Okay? But on the flip side, there's a lot of pressure on Crawford because Crawford has to prove, he has to back up all that talk he's been backing up. He has to show why that he believes, and some of his people believe, that, you know, despite Crawford telling you he doesn't care about the Errol Spence fight, that fight's past me, I'm not thinking about that fight. You know, now Crawford's singing a different tune, talking about some, you know, how people need to call for the fight, and you know, it was how it's, you know, the media ain't talking about that fight. Well, they ain't talking about it, Terrence, might be would have something to do with you saying several times how that fight means nothing to you, and you telling Brian Custer how that fight's past you now. So right. Maybe that might be it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but maybe that might be it, right? But here's the reason why there's a lot of pressure on Terrence Crawford. Because for the first time in Terrence Crawford's life, he has something riding on the line other than his championship. There's a lot right on the line. Understand, if Terrence Crawford looks weak, or has a bad performance, it is justified why Errol Spence should not give you 50-50. And on top of that, you'll have people saying, hey, man, that performance wasn't good enough for us, man. You got to do more. Mm-hmm. See? Motherfuckers will tell him, hey, man, that performance wasn't good enough, bro. You got to do fucking more, G. Mm-hmm. And you know what Terrence Crawford going to do? He's going to go back to dancing with the old chick on the block. That's what the fuck he going to do. He's going to go back to boogie with the old chick on the block.
I think I took that video off of here, man. Damn. I would have damn sure played that shit, bro.
You know, that's what you have to do. And here's where I say the pressure could be on him, because he could be so intent on wanting to do that, he turns this into a dogfight. Understand, ladies and gentlemen, dogfight favors Sean fucking Porter. Mm-hmm. If you try to turn this into a dogfight, it favors Sean Porter. Terrence Crawford has to pretty much box, kind of like how he did when he fought Victor Poster. He's got to move around. He's got to box. He has to make Sean Porter uncomfortable and keep Sean Porter away from him. Sean Porter is no slouch on the boxing end also either. Sean Porter has improved on his footwork. Sean Porter has improved on throwing them feints, right? So I see this playing out where in the early parts of the fight ain't going to be as exciting as everybody thinks it's going to be in the beginning. I don't think it's going to be exciting in the beginning. I think in the middle rounds is where it's going to get exciting. And then you'll see Terrence Crawford slowly start pulling away. Because the very one thing, the reason why Sean Porter has lost against Thurman, the reason why he's lost against Errol Spence is because toward going in those championship rounds, Sean Porter has not been able to do enough to stay with those guys. They slowly managed to pull themselves away.
Yeah,
whether it was they was boxing, whether they was moving, or whatever, they slowly started. Hell, even in the Ugas fight, we saw that. They slowly started pulling away from him.
Right.
Okay. And I think you'll see that with Terrence Crawford. I know all of you guys are saying he'll knock him out, Crawford and knock out Porter. Hey, man, I ain't ever saying that about no Sean fucking Porter. Sean Porter's one of them dudes that has the mental makeup to where you ain't knocking him the fuck out. You'll knock him down, but you ain't knocking him the fuck out. Yeah. And when you knock him down, beware, because when you get the fuck up, he wants your ass.
That's Adrian Broner.
Man, Yeah, ex-Broner. Shit, y'all saw remember when Spence knocked him out? He said, no, hell no, come on, motherfucker, come on, let's go, don't back up, let's go. Yep. So he's one of them dudes that has that mental makeup about him. You ain't knocking him the fuck out. You'll knock him down. You ain't knocking him out. You ain't beating him the fuck up either. He's gonna give as good as he gonna get.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of people saying that they were definitive in saying that Crawford KOs Porter. I'm like, damn, where y'all getting this from? You know what I'm saying? Like, what fight has Porter shown that he could be knocked out? I mean, niggas hit the canvas, whatever. Like, Demetrius Andrade got knocked down against Vanez Martirosyan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then got up and proceeded to whoop his motherfucking ass. So, I mean, Andre Ward got knocked down by Darnell Boone. And then got up and proceeded to whoop his motherfucking ass. What are you talking? Niggas get knocked down all the time. You know what I'm saying? That means nothing. Where has Sean Porter shown that he would get knocked the fuck out? Like his chin will not hold up or his body won't hold up to a body shot. When the fuck has that ever happened? I don't understand where niggas be getting shit from, bro. And that's that part where I say boxing fans are stupid. They don't even know how to compare and contrast styles, bro. They don't know how to compare and contrast what fighter A and B would look like based on their previous fights and skills that they fucking behold. They don't know how to do that. They just pull some shit out their ass, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like the rest of the toilet paper that when them motherfuckers didn't wipe their ass right, they pull that out with it. Oh man, Terrence Crawford gonna knock him out. Yeah. It's stupid, bro. Watch this nigga knock him out. That should be funny as fuck if he knocked Porter out. But the thing is, prior to the fight, there's no indication, right? There is no indication in what Sean Porter does that should be having boxing fans out here saying that Crawford's going to knock him out. I don't see where that comes from. If it happens, hey man, great job, getting lucky saying that. You know what I'm saying? Because you sure as hell didn't do no goddamn fight breakdown and come to that conclusion. No, you did not.
No.
Look, like just like Lazo, Buzz stops him at 8. How? Where are you getting that from? Where are you getting that from? Where are you getting that from, Law? How? Because I could tell you something. I'll tell you why Crawford's going to win, right? Crawford's going to win this fight because I've already mentioned a fight where Sean Porter should have lost but won, Yordenis Ugas. Mm-hmm. The problem with that fight is that Sean Porter elected to box Yordenis Ugas. That's his problem, right? When he tried to box Yordenis Ugas, Ugas like, oh hell yeah, let's do that. And Ugas outboxed him, right? Whenever Sean Porter was basically, in between rounds, put his motherfucking football pads, his helmet, and his jock strap and shit and tried to sack this nigga for 20 yards, that's when he was winning rounds, right? But here's the problem. You can't just do that to Terrence Crawford, man. You can't just run up on Terrence Crawford and think you're going to quarterback sack this nigga. You can't do that. Terrence Crawford is excellent at handling pressure, right? He might have little hiccups here and now and then. But the thing is with Terrence Crawford, if you continue to apply pressure the same way, man, he's going to pick you the fuck apart. Now, maybe that's where Lazo is saying that Bud stops him in 8. But here's the problem. Sean Porter has taken big shots from big punchers and not withered. He's got dropped and got right back and continued to give it to that fighter. There is no situation, even against Spence, where he got hit and this nigga looked like, oh shit, man, it might be over for Porter. Never seen it. Never seen it. I think Crawford's going to beat this nigga's ass, bro, in the second half of the fight, not the first, right? Because Sean Porter, what he's going to do, he's going to try to mix it up. He's already said this. If he tries to mix it up with Terrence Crawford at any point, if he comes out trying to box Terrence Crawford, he's going to get a boxing lesson.
Yep.
Right?
100%.
Terrence Crawford, in my opinion, should move southpaw. Fuck it. Turn southpaw on this nigga from the beginning of the fight. Sean Porter's going to have to adjust to the southpaw style, right? When he does it, switch back to orthodox. Oh, man, that's going to kill him, dog. Sean Porter is an athlete. He's not a smart fighter. I'll say that again. He's an athlete. He's not a smart fighter. He's not a cerebral fighter. He's not a dumbass fighter like these fans are, right? You know what I'm saying? He's not dumb like these fans, but he's not a highly intelligent fighter. Not at all. So if Terence Crawford enters this ring, southpaw on this nigga, right? Makes him try to adjust, and he's going to win those rounds.
Yeah, he is.
Makes him try to adjust to the southpaw style and then switch it up on him. Then he's got to readjust to that. Man, you got like 6-7 rounds down the drain already. You got 6-7 rounds.
Right, yeah, that could make it a tough fight.
You got 6-7 rounds down the drain already, bro. He could do it the other way around. Start off orthodox and then switch it up on him in the middle rounds, go southpaw. I don't want Terence Crawford doing it in between rounds because that gives Sean Porter more time to adjust if he's doing it in between rounds. Like if he goes in there in the first round and goes southpaw and then switches orthodox in the first round, then comes in the second and does the same shit, that gives Porter more time to adjust. You want him to get used to one style and then switch it up on him.
Yes, you do.
That's what you want, right? That's going to fuck Sean Porter up. But let me go back to if he tries to box him. He tries to box him. You got Terence Crawford moving southpaw. Oh, that's an ass whooping. Why do I say that? Because Sean Porter's feet, while he doesn't move slow, he's not a plotter. He doesn't have good footwork. People are going to be like, what you mean by that, 2K? Watch Sean Porter when he's attacking. He sometimes trips over his own feet.
Yeah, he does.
He trips over his own fucking feet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that footwork discrepancy between Porter and Crawford is going to play volumes, especially if Crawford's in southpaw position. It's going to speak volume, excuse me, if in a southpaw position. And Porter is going to be jockeying. What you're going to see is he's going to be jockeying for position and doing a lot of resetting. I submit to you that Terence Crawford is going to make Sean Porter gun shy at some point in this fight. I think maybe the middle rounds, he's going to start getting gun shy, right? Because everything he does, Terence Crawford's going to have an answer for it. Whether he's in southpaw or orthodox position, Sean Porter is going to be trying to figure out what Terence Crawford's going to be doing next. That's the kind of fight this is going to be. He's going to sit there and be watching, trying to figure out what Terence Crawford's going to be doing next. This is in the middle rounds. In the early rounds, he's just going to come forward. But in the middle rounds, he's going to switch it up. He's going to be like, fuck, all right, man, I'm getting caught too much. What do I need to do? How can I figure this nigga out? That's when he's going to be doing a lot of watching.
Mm-hmm.
And that is going to transition into what I said earlier about Terence Crawford whooping his ass in the second half of this fight. The second half of this fight, you're going to see Terence Crawford outclassing Sean Porter in every aspect of the game of boxing.
I agree with that.
From rounds 8 to 12. That's what you're going to see.
I agree with that.
My man Lazo, he said, EJ, I'm expecting. Can y'all still hear me? Because I know my internet was.
Yeah, no, I got you.
My man Lazo said, EJ, I'm expecting a dirty fight on the inside. Yeah, I'm expecting that early. I'm expecting that early on, so I agree with that. But that's going to be Sean Porter trying to attack this nigga, right? Hell, it might even happen in the later stages of the fight. Sean Porter might start attacking because in the middle rounds, he took too long trying to figure out what the fuck this dude was doing. Or it could be Sean Porter trying to take too long, trying to box him, right? Trying to figure him out by boxing him early on. And then in the middle round, starts attacking. Either which way you slice it, Terence Crawford's IQ level and his ability as a switch hitter, meaning he can go orthodox or southpaw, right? And his boxing ability, Sean Porter can't measure up to that. The ring intelligence is what's going to kill Sean Porter in this fight. It's not going to get him knocked out. It's going to have him losing probably like 116, 112, 117, 111. Right? 9 rounds to 3. stuff 8 rounds of 4 and 9 rounds of 3. I'll stay in that area. That's what's going to happen. The IQ level is going to have Sean Porter losing this fight like that. I'm going to submit to you guys, this fight is going to be the fight in which Sean Porter loses definitively. We've never seen Sean Porter lose a fight, just go out there and get fucked up. Never seen that, right? We've never seen it. Errol Spence didn't even fuck Sean Porter up like that, right?
No, he did not. Nobody did. Nobody did.
I'm not saying, and I might have said that outrageously earlier. Let me rephrase that. I don't think Terrence Crawford's gonna fuck Sean Porter up. That's not what I mean. I think Terrence Crawford's going to outclass Sean Porter. And by the end of this fight, it's gonna be like, yeah, Crawford won that one, dog. That's what you're gonna say. Yeah, he won that one.
He did. He earned his money.
And what I believe in this fight, Terrence Crawford's IQ is going to show you guys why I believe and have always believed he beats Errol Spence. We're going to show you. Yeah, we get on Crawford's ass all the time. I'll tell you, man, this is an objective show. We get on this dude all the fucking time. All the time. At the end of the day, bro, Terrence Crawford's IQ is one of the best in boxing.
And his ability to adjust in real time,
yes,
is toppled only by Floyd and Andre Ward.
That's it. Not even Canelo.
Yeah, not even Canelo.
Canelo not even close, actually, in that aspect.
Right.
Being able to adjust real time, Canelo's not even close. There's a big discrepancy between those two in that skill department. Yeah. Only, like I said, only Floyd in the last 2 decades, only Floyd and Andre Ward are as good and better than Terrence Crawford at being able to adjust in the ring real time. Absolutely, I agree with that 1,000,000%. And that's why I say, I've always said, Terrence Crawford beats Errol Spence Jr., man. I've always said this. The only thing I would say kills Terrence Crawford in this fight. The only thing I would say kills Terrence Crawford is that he is no longer focused on boxing the way that he should be.
That's my biggest fear, dog. My biggest fear is he goes into this fight. He's not so focused, but he tries to overprove I can dog Sean Porter.
Yep.
And turns this into a dog fight early in the fight. It will favor Porter. Hopefully he does it early to the point where his corner tells, hey man, stop doing this shit and fight your fight. And then he starts pulling away in the second half. But if he tries to do this for 12 rounds of a fight, he makes it harder on himself, man. You can't do that.
Right. No, he can't. He can't. My man Lazo said we're gonna come back tomorrow saying Bud is strong. Hey, I'm saying right now, Lazo, Bud is strong. I'm saying Sean Porter is resilient. That's what I'm saying. Bud is strong as fuck. Showed you that against Kell Brook.
Sure did.
I'm telling you, Sean Porter is one of the most resilient fighters in the sport. That's what I'm telling you. Not just gonna go out there and knock Sean Porter out, bro. It's not happening. If Bud knocks Sean Porter out, that is a hell of a fucking win, bro.
And that is 45. I'm advocating Earl got to give him 40, somewhere around 40 to 45.
Earl, if he knocks out Sean Porter, yeah, I would stoop down to 45, bro. 55-45. Earl, you got to get that nigga 55-45. He knocks out Sean Porter.
Yeah, you got to give it to him, Earl.
It still can't be 50-50 because Earl already beat him.
Right.
But with the reason why I say that is because Terrence Crawford's any fan base that he lost, oh, them niggas came back and then some. Times like 5 or 6, right? So his draw power is going to be highly increased if he knocks out Sean Porter.
Yeah, he did.
Right? Drawing power is gonna be highly increased. The intrigue of a Terrence Crawford Errol Spence fight is going to be at an all-time high if he knocks out Sean Porter.
You know what's fucked up about this? Here's what's funny. I'm gonna tell y'all something, right? It's gonna be 500,000 motherfuckers watching the fight, and then when the fight is over, and they go to interview Terrence Crawford, it's gonna be 1 million motherfuckers watching the fight.
Yep.
They gonna tune in to see if this nigga say something about Earl Spence.
Yep. Actual fact said Bud can't fall into wild exchanges. And see, here's the thing with that actual facts. If Bud is 100% on his game, he won't. If all this shit that Bud has been talking, right? And this is the part that I'm looking at, like, this is how Sean Porter could actually beat Bud, man. If Bud has been on his shit where he's really been smelling himself, nigga, you know what I'm saying? He's really been feeling himself, talking about, I don't need to fight Errol Spence. I'm going to the Hall of Fame anyway, niggas. You know? Hey, man, Virgil Ortiz is the #1 contender for the WBO. What about a fight with him? Nigga, I laugh at that fight, nigga. You know me, nigga. I'm T-Bud Crawford, nigga. Shit. Yep. Right? If he's really been smelling himself to the point where this nigga starts smelling himself in the ring, that's when you see him in wild exchanges. Because he's mentally not prepared to be a high-level boxer anymore. Because he has put himself on a pedestal that he does not deserve to be on yet. And he believes too much in his shit. That has basically contaminated his IQ when he's in the ring. That's the part that I'm worried about. Now, when they faced off, they had the weigh-in, they faced off. He looks like he's on his shit. He looks like it, but looks are deceiving. I got to see him in the ring. But again, I will say this. Bud is smart enough to know that when he's got to fight, he needs to lock in, right? Because he's got a lot of people that look up to him. Shakira Stevenson, Jamel Herring, right? Steve Nelson. All these guys look up to fucking Terrence Crawford. They look up to him. So he's got to put on a performance for his people. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I don't think his mind state would be contaminated by all the shit that he's been spewing on Twitter and Instagram over the last few years. All the whack fighters he's been fucking fighting, right? At welterweight, his last, 4 or 5 fights besides Egidijus Kavaliauskas. Yep. But his last 4 fights, right? All those contenders that he shouldn't have been in the ring with that don't help his cause as a top-level fighter. I think all that shit goes by the wayside. And he's fully prepared for this fight. And that's why you won't see him actual facts in those wild exchanges. There might be some shit going on in the inside, but Bud's going to get out of there quickly, and he's going to dictate the pace. Oh, he's going to dictate the pace of this fight. I'm telling you, 8-4, 9-3, Bud Crawford, man.
The only thing is, don't be surprised if at the end of this fight, you don't hear nothing about Earl Spence, but you see Josh Taylor get in the ring and they talk Josh Taylor.
I like that fight.
Versus Terrence Crawford, 2022.
Now, I like that fight, but here's the problem. I'm going to criticize at the same time. That's like that's like fucking if Canelo's champion at 160, you know, that's like Caleb Plant getting in the ring from 168, you know what I'm saying? And they about to fight, right? It's kind of the same deal. Now, I would be criticizing that fight as I did because I would have wanted Canelo to fight Demetrius Andrade, right? I would do the same with this. I do like that fight because Josh Taylor's a much better fighter than fucking Caleb Plant, right?
Right.
But I need Crawford to fight Errol Spence. I don't need him to fight Josh Taylor. He needs to fight Errol Spence. Yes, Josh Taylor's a good matchup.
Yeah, it is.
But that's not a fight that needs to happen. He needs to fight Errol Spence.
I agree. But the only reason why I'm bringing it up, Bob Arum said that's the best fight to make in boxing right now. When Bob Arum says that, y'all better pay attention to it.
Yeah. I disagree with that. Chris Boogie, no, he does not. He gets cocky. He gets fucked up. No. That's the last thing you want is for a nigga to start feeling himself in a high-level fight. You do not want that. No.
That's what Sean Porter's hoping on.
Yeah. Exactly, Bo. That is Sean Porter's praying to God that Terrence Crawford is smelling himself when they get in the ring.
Yeah.
You don't that's damn, nigga. You definitely don't want that shit. He said, see what I said after that. He said if he suffers, he just ain't that good. Man, look, I don't even want him playing around with that.
Yeah.
Don't even play around with it, bro. Just do what you do best, man. I need Terrence Crawford to fight Sean Porter like how he fought Victor Postal. Yes, I know those are different styles, but that's how he's going to be able to handle the pressure. Terrence Crawford can outbox Sean Porter. We already know this. Dennis Ugas outbox Sean Porter.
Crawford is a much better boxer than
Crawford can do everything Dennis Ugas does and more. And utilizing two different styles on top of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's nothing. Terrence Crawford can outbox Sean Porter. We know this. What I need Terrence Crawford to do is to be able to handle the pressure, which he's good at doing, right? But he does have hiccups at times. He had little hiccups with Kell Brook in the beginning of that fight.
Sure did. Almost he got dropped. I don't care what he said. He got hurt by Kaliakis, man.
He got dropped by Kavaliauskas, absolutely.
Yeah.
The pressure with Kavaliauskas actually gave him a hiccup. That's a good point. But I need him not to have those hiccups against Sean Porter. I need him to be on his shit like how he was against Victor Postal. That same way he fought Victor Postal, moving around the ring, outboxing this nigga, that's how you beat Sean Porter. That's how you can beat him. That's how you can beat him easily. That's how you can be the first guy to beat Sean Porter by UD with no type of, oh man, that fight could have gone either way. None of that.
Yeah, I agree 1,000%, baby.
Right? Because Errol Spence beat him by UD, but a lot of people were like, man, that fight could have gone either way. No, this would be the first UD loss for Sean Porter if Terrence Crawford fights him like how he fought Victor Postal. This would be the first UD loss Sean Porter gets where everybody's like, yeah, nigga, that nigga lost that one. So he's got the tools. He's got the tools, but he cannot go in there. Yeah, nigga, T-Bud Crawford, you know what I'm saying? I fuck some of the ugliest trap bitches you ever see, nigga. Yeah. No.
That's fucked up.
His girl, his woman ugly than motherfucker. But anyway, no. And then remember that bitch remember that one bitch, that old bitch that used to fuck with Terrence Crawford was like, I got his name. I just trademarked his name. She was ugly as fuck too, bro. Oh, Terrence is fucking these ugly hoes, man.
Niggas Nebraska, nigga. Pickens ain't. Come on now.
Gotta be somebody out there, bro. Gotta be somebody out there. Chris said, I agree with y'all, but he needs a Roy Jones Jr. moment. Listen, then he needs to let that moment come. Mm-hmm. He can't go in the ring seeking a Roy Jones Jr. moment. He cannot do that. He has to let that moment come. If it comes, then that will be excellent. If it doesn't come, hey, bro, this motherfucker can fuck around and lose the fight by trying to make it. Listen, Chris, boxing is 95% mental. This is where you fucking up in your assessment. Boxing is 95% mental. Okay? If you're not mentally prepared, you will lose to the wackest nigga. Why do you think Roy Jones lost to Antonio Tarver? Don't give me that shit. Well, he moved down to light heavyweight within 6 months. No. That played a minor part. The reason why Roy Jones lost to Antonio Tarver is because he wasn't mentally prepared. And then when he looked bad in the first fight that he won, that he should have lost, actually, Tarver beat this nigga 3 times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he did.
Tarver beat this nigga 3 fucking times. He should have lost the first fight, and he knew that. People was on his ass about that Tarver, that first fight. They were on his ass. So when he came into the second fight, Tarver was already in his fucking head. Remember when they were getting introduced and they said, you got anything to say? Tarver said, yeah, I got something to say. Roy, you got any excuses this time, Roy?
I remember that shit, dog. Antonio was in his head.
And you remember what Roy looked like, nigga? At that time, I think I was like 20 years old. I don't remember when they fought, but I was a young nigga. I was like 20. And I'm looking at that. I'm like, man, Roy about to get his ass whooped, man. When I saw that, I said to myself, because I'm the only nigga that watch boxing in my family like that, bro.
Okay.
Right? But you're right, Chris. He's not that dude. But if he does what you want him to do, he will be that dude. That's my point. That's my point, Chris. Roy Jones was not mentally prepared. And he let outside influences fuck up his mentality when he got in the ring with Antonio Tarver. Man, Roy Jones should have boxed circles against fucking Antonio Tarver. Antonio Tarver, man, I'm sorry. And niggas gonna get mad at me. Man, Antonio Tarver is a B- level fighter, nigga.
Damn, you better than me. I was saying C+.
Man, that nigga is Antonio Tarver is whack. And Roy Jones let this man beat him 3 fucking times. One of them controversial because Roy got the decision.
And made money for the rest of his career off of that.
Yeah.
That nigga made.
Matter of fact, what's funny about all this, what's ironic about we're talking about Antonio Tarver, I just seen a Twitter post where there was a fan that was all over fucking Antonio Tarver, right? There was a fan that was all over Antonio Tarver. And exactly, Copper, facts. Exactly. Chris, Roy was not past his, what he taught, he just went up and beat Andy Ruiz. He was not past his prime.
John Ruiz.
I'm sorry, John Ruiz. I always do that. John Ruiz. He was not past his prime. What are you talking about? The nigga just actually got one of the best wins of his career at the time. Nah, like Canelo niggas are gonna be like,
Yeah.
Did you hear what he said? He said when Roy Jones fought John Ruiz, that was one of Roy's best wins of his career. Well, why can't Macabo be one of Canelo's best wins? That's because Macabo didn't beat someone like Evander fucking Holyfield in his division. That's why. But I digress. I had to get that before they started that shit.
Yeah, you know that was gonna come.
Yeah.
You know that was gonna come.
But I digress. Right? Oh man, Roy Jones was still in his prime, coming off one of the best wins of his career. Nigga was on a pedestal. Roy was getting some of that high quality dome. You know what I'm saying? No, the writing was not on. I don't know what you're talking about, brother. I don't know. What writing was on the wall with Roy Jones before he fought Tarver? What writing? Are you talking about with Montel Griffin or somebody? Who? Because Montel Griffin in the first fight, he did okay, and then Roy knocked him down, then hit him and got disqualified. So people were like, yeah, Montel looked good in that fight. I don't know what you're talking about, Chris. Roy was on top of the mountain when he beat John Ruiz, bro. What are you talking about? Nobody was talking about Roy was ever. Motherfuckers was saying Roy will never lose again. You are way off on this one, my brother.
No, nobody was talking about Roy was on the decline after beating John Ruiz.
I never saw that, Bo.
No, I didn't either, man.
Actually, people were saying he should retire right then and there at the top of his game. That's what I remember people saying. Roy should retire now at the top of his game. Well, if they're saying he was at the top of his game, they're saying he's at the top of his prime. Where was he on the decline at? What fight showed that Roy was on the decline? He's like, I can't. He said, I'm old, can't remember dude's name right now. That's what's up. It is what it is.
Hey, but you know what, though? Here's the thing, though, Chris Boogie, and I want to say this before I forget. Here's the thing about when it comes to Terrence Crawford, though, right? Because I heard you say Crawford got that dog in him. If he turns, hey, man, Porter got dog in him, too.
Exactly.
See what I'm saying? Porter got, matter of fact, Porter got just as much dog as Terrence. Understand, Sean Porter is one of them dudes that you like and you dap up and all that. But when that bell ring, that nigga's in your ass. He's not there to be your friend. He even made that clear. He said, oh, no, we friends. Because think about it, at the press conference, what did Porter say? Porter said a tweet will set Terrence Crawford off mentally.
I mean,
so he's telling you, he's hoping Crawford is trying to do what you're saying he needs to do.
Let me go through this real quick, man. You're absolutely right, Bo. He's hoping Terrence Crawford comes in there. Yeah, I got to get cocky. Need my Roy Jones Jr. moment. Man, if he does that, Sean Porter wins this fight. I'm telling you right now, Chris Boogie. If he does that, Sean Porter wins this fight. He better not do that. I'll change my prediction. If a nigga gives me intel between now and 9 o'clock Eastern time tonight and says, yeah, Terrence Crawford said he going to go in the ring saying, yeah, I need my Roy Jones Jr. moment, I will start a new show and pick Porter as the winner of this fight.
Yeah, nigga, I'm sending out a tweet. I may call, hey, Rick is in Vegas. I'm going to call Rick. Rick.
Exactly, bro.
A grand, nigga.
A grand on Porter. This nigga say he need a Roy Jones Jr. moment. Put money on Porter.
Right now.
Let me go through Roy Jones's fights, because my man said Roy Jones, the writing was on the wall before he beat John Ruiz. The writing was on the wall that he was gonna get fucked up sometime soon. So I'm gonna go all the way back to Reggie Johnson, man, 1999. Right? Reggie Johnson was dope. right? He whooped Reggie Johnson's ass. Every judge had it 120 to 106. And I remember that fight. That's exactly how it was.
Man, that fight hurt my soul, man.
It hurt my soul too because I liked Reggie Johnson. David Telesco. He fucked David Telesco off, nigga. Again, another 120 to 108 type of fight. One judge had it 120 to 106, right?
When at the Atlanta Radio Music Hall when he came out with Red and Meth?
Yes. Yes. That's it. Richard Hall, 11th round knockout. Fight was not close. Eric Harding, 10th round knockout. Fight was not close. Derek Harmon, 10th round knockout. Fight was not close. Julio Cesar Gonzalez, right? Beat that nigga 119, 106, and then 118, 107, right? Glenn Kelly, 7th round knockout. Fight was not close. Clinton Woods, 6th round knockout. Fight was not close. Then it was John Ruiz. What do you mean? What do you mean, Chris? What do you mean, Chris? I went all the way back to fucking Reggie Johnson. When was the writing on the wall for Roy Jones before John Ruiz?
I'm saying, hey man, hey Chris.
How are we wrong? Where is the writing on the wall where Roy Jones was going to get his ass whooped eventually before he fought John Ruiz? I just went all the way back to Reggie Johnson.
He said the Harding fight.
The Harding fight? Eric Harding? Nigga, he knocked him out in the 10th round. One judge had it 96 to 94. Okay? The other two judges had it a wash. But I remember the Harding fight. He whooped Harding's ass. I don't understand.
No, there was no writing on the wall. Because I remember when he went up and he fought John Ruiz, right? And after he beat John Ruiz, he comes back down and he was fighting Antonio Tarver. And I remember saying to myself, man, he about to whoop this dude, Antonio Tarver. And he struggled. There was no writing on that wall that gave you the indication that Roy was going to have slippage. Because when he beat Reggie Williams, understand, Reggie Williams beat that paper champion nigga, William Guntry? William Guntry.
Yeah.
Right. He beat that paper champion nigga, right? And I'm like, hey, man, and Reggie really might get Roy in trouble. Nope. Roy went through that nigga. It's like, all right, man, fuck it.
Right. So at the end of the day, I don't, you said the Eric Harding fight. I disagree. Bo disagrees. Several in the chat disagree. It is what it is. That's your opinion. Nothing wrong with that. But all I'm saying is, right, utilizing the Roy Jones Jr. example, when this nigga was mentally affected by Antonio Tarver, whether it's just the big-ass ugly lips that Antonio Tarver had, or it was the fact, or it was the fact that he really lost that first fight. He was mentally affected going into that second fight.
Oh, yeah.
And that's how he got knocked the fuck out. And then he was mentally affected going into the third fight, but he felt a little bit better about himself, but he was still mentally affected. That's why he lost by UD in the third fight. He should have. Antonio Tarver lost to Eric Harding, guys. Same guy that Roy beat up. Now, of course, I don't do the triangle effect, but my point is Antonio Tarver was down there losing, he was down there at fucking at light heavyweight, right? And he wasn't looking no better than any of the other guys that Roy Jones had already beaten, right? He was down there with the Eric Hardings and the Clinton Woods and the Glenn Johnsons. He was down there with those guys. He lost to Glenn Johnson after Roy Jones, actually. You know what I'm saying? He was down there with those guys. Roy should have boxed circles around Antonio Tarver. But he let the jab nullify his speed. That's what happened. If Terrence Crawford goes in here thinking like Roy Jones, he's going to lose to Sean Porter hands down. I'm going to tell you, Chris, that he's not going to do that. He's not going to go in here with the advice that you would give him. He's going to basically say that your advice is not good advice. He's going to come in here thinking about the fight itself and saying, hey, I have to do what I got to do to win. Why do I know that? Because Terrence Crawford is one of the most intelligent fighters in the sport. And when you have intelligence like that, you also understand that you don't give a fighter an opportunity to beat you. And that's what Crawford is excellent at doing, bro. He doesn't give fighters an opportunity to beat them.
Hey man, why does Antonio Tarver look like a fucking forever blackface?
Damn, bro, that's fucked up, man.
He do, man. He do, man. He do, though, man.
Antonio Tarver down there with Sam Cassell, Irvin Johnson, and shit. One of the ugliest niggas I've ever seen. I ain't talking about Irvin Magic Johnson. I'm talking about that center that was the center for the Milwaukee Bucks back in the late 90s or the mid 90s. Irvin Johnson. Those are the two ugliest niggas to ever play in the NBA. Antonio Tarver's down there with them niggas. Them niggas ugly, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, 2K, what'd you say about this big titty girl?
Man, she dipped on that nigga as soon as he retired, bro. She's like, oh, wait, ain't no more money coming in? Well, I'm out of here.
I'm out of here.
I can't be around your ugly ass.
Without no incentives.
Yep. But yeah, nah, at the end of the day, man, I got Terrence Crawford. And I was going to say something about Antonio, but got sidetracked, man. It's ironic we were talking about Antonio Tarver because I saw a Twitter post from Antonio, and there was a fan that was hugging him and shit and acting all crazy around him. And this nigga Antonio Tarver said, boxing fans are the greatest fans in the world. See, what Roy effectively did to Antonio is he made this nigga relevant.
Yeah, he did.
If Roy would have never let Antonio get in his head, just fought him just like he fought any other light heavyweight that's on the same level as Antonio that he had already beaten, we wouldn't even be talking about Antonio. Antonio Tarver would never be a topic of any conversation ever be released from our lips. What, we talking about his fight with Eric Harding? Is that what we were talking about? Nigga, nobody cares. Nobody even talks about Eric Harding unless they're talking about Roy.
That's true.
We would never talk. We would talk about Antonio Tarver's losses. We'll be looking up like Roy and Glenn Johnson, for example, and be like, oh, yeah, remember they beat that nigga Antonio Tarver? We'll say some shit like that. But Roy made this nigga relevant, which fast forward into 2021, you got fans over there, hi, Antonio, oh, my God. And that was a man, by the way. Oh, my God.
Man.
And that's why he believes boxing fans are the greatest fans in the world, because he's not supposed to have that kind of fan base. But I digress, nigga. I just wanted to say that because half this show I said boxing fans are the stupidest motherfuckers in the world. And they are. And they continue to be. But at the end of the day, man, Terrence Crawford, I got him winning. I'm gonna say 116-112. 8 rounds to 4. I think those 4 rounds are going to come sparingly. Maybe 1 or 2 in the beginning of the fight for Porter, maybe another 1 or 2 in the middle, and then the last half of the fight, I think Terrence Crawford's going to wash it. The last end of the championship rounds 9 through 12, I think he's going to wash it.
116-112. I'm going 115-113.
Okay.
And here's why. I think you're going to have a couple of judges that are not going to be able to know what they're seeing in this fight as far as who's being the more successful and who's not being the more successful. For example, if Sean Porter is doing what he's doing as far as coming at Crawford, but Crawford is having success boxing, they'll credit, you got judges nowadays that'll credit Porter because they'll look like he's being more effective doing what he's doing versus Terrence Crawford. But I still think what'll make it happen for Crawford is 9, 10, 11, and 12. He'll definitely show in them rounds the difference in level, and he'll wind up winning 115, 113.
That's a good shit. That's good shit. And you know what? If it's 115, 113, 114, 114, hey, man, this is that kind of fight. Somebody in here said earlier, this is a 50-50 fight. I don't think it's 50-50, but it can be, depending on how Terrence Crawford enters that ring. It absolutely. I think it's more like 55-45.
Yeah,
Terrence
because
go ahead.
I mean, understand, y'all, if that bell ring and Terrence Crawford comes out being gingerly or being timid, understand if he comes out the first 2 rounds just trying to be like a little timid, kind of like Lomachenko was with Teofimo Lopez, trying to see what's going on, those 2 rounds can easily go with Sean Porter. All Porter got to do is come forward throwing punches. He ain't got to land it. And they'll give him the first 2 rounds. So
yeah, man, it's a good fight. My man Copper is the one that said it was 50-50. That's what's up. Yeah, I think it's more 55-45 because of Terrence Crawford's IQ level compared to Sean Porter's IQ level. Sean Porter is going to look to be very athletic. He's not a cerebral fighter, man. at all. You know, he's not a dumb fighter, but he's not one of the smartest fighters in boxing. Hell, he's not one of the smartest fighters at welterweight, in my opinion.
Right.
But
we're not gonna say the nigga ain't got no ring IQ.
Yeah. We're definitely not saying he has zero ring IQ. Yeah. Right. Right.
I'm sorry, man.
But he's real athletic, and that's what he's going to utilize in this fight. My man, Knockout Boxing 86 TV, Porter by UD, in my opinion, 116, 112. Porter's experience will be the difference, in my opinion. What do you think about that, man?
I think, you make a very valid point, because when you look at the higher level of fighters that Sean Porter has fought, he's definitely fought the higher level guys, right? He's fought the Keith Thurmans, like you said, the Danny Garcias, the Earl Spences. So he's been in the ring with top guys. Here, the only thing is, if this is the same Terrence Crawford that was showing dudes different levels and giving them the business at 140, if that Terrence Crawford, then that's the Terrence Crawford I think from an experience standpoint can turn that around because of his skill set. High skill. If you have a high enough skill set and a good enough ring IQ, man, you can overcome experience. You can definitely overcome experience. Hell, we saw Floyd Mayweather do that to Gennaro Hernandez. Right. So you can definitely do that. Where I will give you points and credit for is if fighting the guys that Terrence Crawford fought has not made him better, then yeah, I could see Sean Porter getting something like that from one of the judges.
Okay. David Ruiz said in response to that, he said experience isn't a skill set. It's not a skill set that you measure. However, it's an intangible skill set, because when you're out there fighting the best, you get better.
Yeah.
And that's what my man is saying, Knockout Boxing 86 TV. He's saying that the experience that he's gained has made him a better fighter, and also has made him a guy that's going to be aware of some of the things that Terrence Crawford does in the ring, right? He's fought all these fighters and lost these fights and won these fights and went through this much adversity, et cetera, et cetera. That makes it an intangible skill, David. So he's going to use that intangible skill. So whenever he's in the ring with Crawford and Crawford does something that he might not be able to counter, or he might not be able to react or adjust to, then he's going to have tools in his own toolbox, right? Because of the experience that he's gained to help him get through whatever Crawford is trying to bring his way. That's what my man is saying.
Right. Perfect example of that is Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
He's the perfect example of that. He fought Floyd Mayweather and took the fuck off.
Yeah. Didn't fight the best, but took the fuck off. Yeah. Absolutely. My man Copper said his experience is his science. Right. So for the last couple of minutes, we're gonna go in the chat. My man Chris Boogie said, y'all are judging Crawford's retirement. He better shock the world. If this goes the distance, I wouldn't be surprised if Porter smothers his way to a split decision. What do you think about that, Bo?
Nah, I don't think he smothers his way to a split decision. The reason being is I think Terrence Crawford is way too smart for that. Terrence Crawford is one of those fighters. Listen, smart fighters like Crawford, like Floyd and Andre Ward, they know how the fight is playing out while they're in the fight. Yeah. So they are well aware of what the judges might be looking at, what's working, what's not working. Like, these are the kind of fighters, they don't judge stuff just simply off of the crowd. They judge off of what's going to happen in that ring, where they ain't doing something, where they are doing something. So I don't think he will allow Sean Porter to smother him like that. Terrence Crawford, one thing about Terrence Crawford, you got to
he's talking about a Porter split decision loss. That's what he meant to say.
Oh, a Porter split decision loss? Okay. Yeah. I can see that. I can see a split decision loss. I can see that.
Yeah, I can see that too. We're not, he said we're judging Crawford's retirement. We're not judging his retirement, but I would submit to you that you're judging that Crawford's the intrigue on Crawford versus Spence, or the support of Crawford, won't move unless he has a shock the world Roy Jones Jr. type of moment in this fight. And that's not the case. He doesn't need that. He just needs to beat Sean Porter convincingly. Doesn't have to be a fucking Nigel Benn get knocked out of the ring type of moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, but that nigga got back in the ring though.
He got back in the ring and won the fight against Gerald McClellan. Yeah, he did. But I'm just saying, it ain't got to be a situation where Crawford's McClellan and Porter's fucking Nigel Benn and he knocks that nigga out the ring. Ain't got to be nothing like that. He just needs to beat Sean Porter convincingly.
Yeah.
I'll put it to you this way. He needs to beat Sean Porter better than Errol Spence beat him. And I'm
That's
saying
really
to
all
you,
he got to do.
Right, and I'm saying to you and everybody in the chat, it shouldn't be that difficult for him to do that if he goes into the ring as vintage Terrence Crawford. That's it. He should be able to beat Sean Porter better than Errol Spence did if he fights him like vintage Terrence Crawford. If he comes into this ring thinking the way you want him to think, then he won't beat him better than Errol Spence beats him. Just saying.
And you can blame Errol Spence for that because Errol Spence is the one that said he didn't train hard like he should have for that fight. That's Errol Spence's fault.
Yep. Exactly, bro.
Which I don't want to hear that shit either. I don't want to hear that shit any goddamn way. I don't hear that shit any motherfucking way.
Oh man, Eric R said after Roy Jones beat Ruiz, he should have did like a year retirement and slowly took off weight. By Tarver would have and slowly took the weight off. By Tarver would have lost 2 to 3 times. I mean, I always said, that Roy should have, if he wanted to go back to heavyweight, there's 2 ways he could have did it. He could have moved down to cruiserweight first and then went to light heavyweight, or he could have went directly down to light heavyweight. And just like Eric said, took about a year off to get reacclimated with the weight drain and maybe took a tune-up fight. You know what I'm saying? And then fought Tarver or fought somebody else for whatever belts that they had whenever he vacated them when he went up. He vacated them, right, Bill? Am I right on that? I think he did vacate him when he went to John Ruiz, right?
Yeah, he did.
Okay. So whatever belts that whoever collected when he vacated, he could fight them. I've always maintained that. I didn't think it was a good thing for Roy Jones Jr. to move directly down to light heavyweight. And then I think it was a 6-month span or something like that. Like a 6 to 8 months.
Yeah, it was quick. He had to lose 25 pounds in like 3-4 months.
Yeah.
Some shit like that.
Always thought that wasn't a good thing, but at the same time, I don't believe that's why he lost that fight. I believe he was mentally fucked. That's why. You know what I'm saying? I think it made him look bad in the first fight, but he still officially got the decision. Right? He could have walked away right then and there and said, I win. Right? Like what Teofimo Lopez is doing to Vasyl Lomachenko right now. I win. Hell yeah. Right? He could have done that, but he didn't. That's why I say these niggas were real fighters.
Yo, he could have did what Lennox Lewis did. Like, no,
to Vitaly, right? I win.
Nope, I'm out of here.
Exactly.
That nigga handled the microphone more than he handled Vitaly.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. So that's why I say those fighters back then, outside of the Lennox Lewis fucking example, are real fighters. They're real fighters. Roy did not have to rematch Antonio Tarver. Absolutely not. But rematched him anyway, even though he was mentally fucked up. Rematched him anyway, dog. That shit is crazy, man. I got time for one more, man. We got time for one more comment.
All right, that's cool. That's what's up.
You see a comment?
Yeah.
Go ahead. I've been choosing them all.
Right here.
Okay.
If Bud gets Porter's timing early, it could get ugly for Porter. Ooh. All right, so here's
go ahead.
I'm gonna say that's actually
yep.
That's actually what could actually happen. And this is why we're saying what we're saying about the scorecard being the way that it could be. If Bud gets his time, because like 2K said, Sean Porter's not gonna adjust in real time, right? So if Bud catches his timing, it might take Sean Porter a round or two for he makes his adjustment. Okay, because understand something. Remember we used to say Danny Garcia ring IQ only got him so far, but his corners ring IQ was not good enough to get him over the hump. Well, in this situation, it doesn't matter about Terrence Crawford ring IQ. The nigga's ring IQ is higher than everybody in the building, so it don't matter about his fucking corners ring IQ, right? Hell, we saw how not so maybe good of a ring IQ that Brian, what's his name? Brian, the trainer, what's the dude name? The head fight, fat
Brian
dude.
McIntyre.
Brian McIntyre might not have. Bomac might not have when he was when he was over there with Maurice Hooker, trying to talk to Maurice Hooker. And hell, when he was in there, when Shakur Stevenson was fighting, when Shakur Stevenson fighting my man from the Marines,
Jamel
Herring, we saw how his ring IQ might not be up to par. Well, in this situation, Sean Porter's corner, I don't think ring IQ even matches Terrence Crawford's. And I know Sean Porter ring IQ don't match it. So this could be a situation where, yeah, Bud could catch his timing early. Porter might make a little changes and shifting here and there. And you might see some rounds where Porter is doing good early, but then Bud start coming on late, so they'll be tough to score. You might see some rounds like that. But I agree. If he gets his timing early, because Sean Porter's only going to show you one of three motherfucking things in this fight. Bud is going to show you more than that. That's what Sean has to deal with coming back at him.
Yep. I agree 100%. All right, man. We're going to talk, we're not really going to talk about the fights. I'm just going to out real quick before we get up out of here. So on that same card, right, you got Isaac Dogbay. He's coming back, former WBO 122-pound champion. He's fighting Christopher Patifo Diaz. That's a dude that lost to Masayuki Ito. That's where I think Masayuki Ito got the WBO belt off of that fight, I believe. That ended up going to Jamel Herring. That ended up going to Shakur Stevenson, right? But Christopher Diaz is all right. He got his ass whooped by Emmanuel Navarrete. I think these two. I think that's a good fight because these two at this point in their careers are probably on the same level. So that's gonna be a good fight. You got that cat Zanabek Alam Kanali. That's the number 2 WBO cat that we talked about earlier in the show. That's at middleweight. He's getting ready to fight Hassan Ndam Njikam, right? Remember the dude that. What'd you call that nigga? Ndickum, nigga? Ndickum. call that man Ndickum, dog. Oh, man. Fighting that cat. If y'all don't remember Ndickum, that's the motherfucker. That's the motherfucker that got knocked down. How many times you get knocked down against Peter Quillen? Like 8 times and shit. He was. If he wouldn't have got knocked down that many times against Peter Quillen, he would have beat Peter Quillen, dog. You know what I'm saying? And then he lost in the Olympics and shit, or tried to go to the Olympics and lost. It's just bad. He had that fight with Ryota Murata, and they robbed Ryota Murata in Japan, and they rematched. He ended up beating Ryota Murata. So Njam Njikam's been around for a while, man. But this should be a coming out party for Zanabek, man. Then you got Esquivia Falco, who's another middleweight that was ranked. Actually, both of these guys, Esquivia Falco and Patrice Volney, both of them are undefeated. Both of them are ranked at middleweight, specifically in the WBO, because that's what I'm looking at. I think Patrice Volney is number 9, and Esquivia Falco is number 3 in the WBO. So that's a serious fight in which major implications on their careers and where they're going to go in the rankings.
Yeah, Falco's going to win that fight. He's a 2012 Olympian, bronze medal.
Yeah.
Brazilian dude. Yeah, Falco, he has the tools and the talent to win that fight, man.
Yeah. He's going to beat Patrice Volney, but you never know. You know what I'm saying?
That's very true. That's very.
Well, I understand also that Zanabek versus Ndickum fight is fucking that's an eliminator to be the mandatory for Demetrius Andrade.
Yeah, so is you're right. It is, and so is Falco and Volney. That's an eliminator because Volney was supposed to fight the I think his guy's name is Mikhail something. He's ranked number 3. He's going to fight in Germany. But the Germany had the lockdown, so now he's fighting Falco, and that's going to be an eliminator also as well.
Okay. And a fight that should be going on right now. And here's something that you guys can do. All right. Go to whatever live streaming bootlegging website you like to go to and bootleg a Sky Sports stream and watch Richard Riakport face Olin Raju Duradola. Fuck this first name up. All right. But check him out because this Duradola cat is a guy that, that guy tore ass that we had on the show last time. He tried to say Duradola is an elite cruiserweight. And that's actually the last guy that Dudu Makabu beat.
Yep.
So go to your VIP box, first row, wherever the fuck y'all use. Whatever y'all use. Go there. Stream the Richard Riakport versus Duradola fight on Sky Sports and watch Duradola. And you guys come back and tell me if Duradola is an elite cruiserweight. That's happening right now. Fights. The fight card is on right now. Come back tonight because we're gonna do a post-fight video on Crawford Porter. I'm going to ask you guys questions about this Duradola cat, and y'all tell me if Duradola is an elite cruiserweight. Elite means Duradola is top fucking 4. That means he's possibly better than Mars Bradis. He's possibly better than fucking Okoli, right? Possibly better than those two or right under those two. Y'all tell me if Duradola is an elite cruiserweight. That's on right now. Sky Sports. Go stream it. Go fucking watch it. All right? But until tonight, I appreciate everybody in the chat, everybody that donated. Be on the lookout. We will be coming back live again. Like I said, we're going to do the breakdown of Sean Porter, Terrence Crawford. And then I'm going to talk about Duradola's ass. I'm going to talk about him. Because this Richard Riotport guy, he's not even that good. And he's going to beat Duradola. Exactly, L-Dub. He's going to beat Duradola. And this is why y'all should listen to us. We know what the fuck we're talking about. If Duradola wins, hell, that's what's up. But I want you guys to watch this guy's style and tell me if he's a fucking elite cruiserweight. A lot of cats are like, oh, man, he beat Duradola. Dudu Makabu, man, he going to be real tough. He beat Duradola. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. So here's your chance to go watch him, man. Appreciate everybody in chat, everybody that donated. Until tonight, we out this bitch.